Welcome to Channel AMAC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested in migrating to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side so once all the updates and news, you'll be the first one getting all the insight. Now, today's video, I will like to talk a little bit about the geopolitics. Obviously, we yesterday and today, major breaking news for Australia. Obviously, it's about the U.S. tariffs on Australia's steel and aluminium, whichever way that you wanted to pronounce it. So how did this come to an end? I mean, I've seen a lot of news, a lot of commentators, a lot of medias talk about either the failure of the current Australian Prime Minister. Is it really the failure from the Anthony Albanese not traveling to US to actually get this done? Look, I don't think so. And obviously the leader of opposition, first of all, I'm not too satisfied in regards to the policy that had been implemented by the current Labor government, but by commenting on from the opposition leader that and a lot of other news media talking about the failure from Albanese governments. Look, I don't really agree with that. Why do I say that? Because this is global phenomenon. You got to look into what the US is actually doing. Because of the national debts that US has currently, if they don't treat it properly anymore, the entire United States of America will go bankrupt, will really go under, and that will be a catastrophic event compared to the current tariffs issue, I mean the trade war. And the other thing is there's obviously a tension between US and China. Now, we gotta understand there is a infinite war going on, especially not in the live drill, firing missiles and things like that. But there's a cyber warfare, trade war. There's a digital tech war. Whatever is going on between China and also USA. Now, what Trump is actually doing is using tariff as a mechanism or tools to actually get all his partners along his side to actually side with him rather than sided with China. And that's the fact. And that is the fact. And that's what we are seeing, what we are experiencing currently. It's just a different way in the geopolitical view that the Trump administration is actually tackling in different countries. You may agree or disagree with what I thought, or what I think that the US is doing, but it's a trend that you can already foresee. Now, I'm not too sure how Australians view this, but a lot of Asian countries certainly already know this is gonna coming. So the Japanese Prime Minister has flew over to the States. The Taiwanese, the Koreans, all these Asian countries has, and Indians had already sent forth and visited United States. Not too sure how Australia is handling on this, but certainly they should really understand the geopolitical aspects of what we're actually experiencing, especially a superpower like USA, when they wanted to twist the trend of the future or modify or amend the trend of the future on trading, global trading. Obviously, this is coming. I mean, there's no way to accept it because US not really accept Mexico or Canada, provided Mexico, what it's doing is they are looking into legislate a law and tariffs on China, and so is Indonesia and Vietnam is now currently putting on tariffs on Chinese goods going into their country too. So it's a global phenomenon. I'm not too sure why Australian politicians not getting this and start talking about politics. I think because general elections coming up. So I think that's all nonsense in regards. This is coming. It's definitely coming. What I wanted to say is this will actually affect the trend in the future of the immigration policy as well. So as you can see, I've posted this news I think the week before, this came out on the 12th of February. Now, back then, Donald Trump trade advisor says Australia's killing aluminum market in blow of tariff exemption hopes. Now, the representative called Navarro, Peter Navarro, had already said in this article in regards to the close tide between Australia and China. Let me just search that. There, oops, let's just jump out of the order. But anyway, you can search this news article. The representative of Peter Navarro already mentioned the close tie between Australia and China, and also the largest mining company from Australia, Rio Tinto, has the largest shareholder. That's China as well. Not to be mentioned, the port of Darwin now is owned by Chinese company as well. So all these kind of elements and issues that the US has already identified the problem with Australia. Because obviously, if USA wants Australia as a partner with the US in this infinite war between US and China, then there will be a lot of ties required from US's partner to be actually cut loose with this relationship with China. Now, today's news that I wanted to share with you is this. This is coming from The Australian. The US will challenge. Now, this is interesting. Challenge China over an embattled Australian company's claim to a huge lithium deposits in the Democratic Republic of Congo. This is very, very interesting. All right, this is the major breaking news. So, U.S. posture on Aussie lithium miner to raise heat with China. So, what does this tell us? Now, that tells us again, there has been so many entities, Australian entity has been utilized by China to go globally. And that is the real problem. That is why there was no exemption, there is no waiver for the US tariffs on Australian goods. That is the real reason. I've done a YouTube shorts in my other channel talking about this. A lot of people don't know about this. Now, can you imagine how many other international entity that has been utilized by China with establishing Australian company to go globally and dealing international trades? Something like this. Australian company owned by Chinese, and they're actually holding a largest deposit of lithium mines in the Republic of Congo. I certainly don't know about this. This is obviously coming from extreme highly confidential information from USA. So again, you can see this. The trade war is going in more depths, and more of this information will really be digged out, and we'll soon know more about how the Australians involve the ties with China and dealing with international business elsewhere. I think that's the true reason that Trump has using tariff as a tool to tingle Australia as a way to tell Australia, look, you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up now. And it's just not the three Navy vessels has just gone circulated around the whole continent of Australia. Now, with Australians waking up, has they been woke up yet? I'm certainly seeing a lot of politicians. They have still got no idea what is actually going on. Now, what does this bring us to? I believe the changes coming out, whoever is going to be the next prime minister, either it's going to still be Labour or it's going to be LNP, Liberal. Peter Dutton going to lead the nation. I think a re-industrialization will come for Australia. Now, if we check out this information, the last but not least, on the October 2017, Australia closes its last manufacturing plant for the car manufacturing. Now, it's really sad now. If you're looking into whatever that you're holding or using, software, hardware, whatever you buy from the Bunnings, Woolies, Coles, Kmart, any other shop in Australia, you will find that hardly none of those products are actually made from Australia, despite I think the only thing will be the primary production. That's all the food, fruits, Wagyu beef, all these primary stuff. None of the other stuff are actually produced. Even the supplement. Did you know a lot of health supplements? The ingredient probably be coming from Australia, but then they send all this ingredient to where? They deliver to China to further manufacture and ship it back to Australia. So even the health supplements are actually made elsewhere. Can you imagine that? Now, a reindustrialization for Australia is a definite pathway. Whoever the leader is going to go there for the next to win the next election. So, in order that to actually lead and change and affect on the upcoming immigration policy, I think a lot of tech-related occupations or skill or career will be the main focus of the future of Australia. If you're looking into the National Innovation Visa currently and checking out those target sectors, for example, digitech, advanced manufacturing, bio, medical, agri-techs, all these kind of tech sectors will become the main focus of the future. So if you want to come to Australia to study as an international student, check those out. Cybersecurity and things like this will be the main focus, and you will be successfully migrated as a skilled migrant in the future. Anyway, should you have more question, query, more than welcome to leave comment right down below, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.